Texting while driving is not an innocent distraction, it kills. We all are cell phone users, and many of us are drivers too. It is very likely we have texted while driving, or at least we have used a cell phone. Getting conscious of the dangers associated to it will help in our social environment to minimize their harmful consequences. The statistics related to this habit show clearly that texting while driving is a safety, health, and economical serious problem that is affecting the whole society, and there seems to be no real understanding among the population of this situation. Texting while driving increases substantially the risks of death, life-lasting injuries, and economical damage to property. We human beings are adapted to do many things at the same time. There's a new word for this old habit, and it is multitasking. Since the brain capacity is limited to engage in several activities simultaneously necessarily involves some slowing and execution of each of them, and depending on how demanding they are, the outcome will be affected too. For some mechanical occupations, the brain activity required usually is not conflicted with the cerebral ones. That is why we can walk and engage in demanding conversations, or even we can be thinking about the solutions of a demanding problem. But when the activity are more or less of the same kind, performing one will affect the others. That's the case of texting one on a cell phone and driving. The mechanical aspects of driving, grasping the steering wheel, accelerating, braking, for example, and some simple tasks to use the cell phone, like having it in the hand, do not interfere much among them, but the attention required to do both activities do hamper each other with a great intensity. That leads to paying less attention to the unforeseen circumstances that will appear while driving, and some potential catastrophic consequences derived from not reaching properly. Material destruction of the personal and other property, severe body injuries, and deaths. We must mention that cell phone distractions refers to many use of it while driving, like texting, walking, viewing, and writing. Obviously, that's the distraction is much more with texting, since it is involved more attention than talking and more views of hands, which leads to much more, which means to much less to be driving. The texting is far common than usually acknowledged. 88% of drivers use their smartphones while driving, and over 68% of drivers text while driving. The statistics show how destructive are the effects of texting while driving. Texting while driving represents an appreciable percentage of car accidents and body injuries coming from it. Most of drivers, regardless of age, use to do this. There seems to be little consciousness of the severity of the problem. Each individual bears a personal responsibility about tackling this problem, and I would like to end this by asking you how often do you use your phone while driving, and also do you try to do something about it?